Yo, my peoples, what's up? My name is Jason, and I'm from the Shelf Stories YouTube channel, and I'm here in the Dice Tower today to review Super Skill Pinball 4cade. This is a roll and write game for 1 to 4 players, themed around classic pinball machines, designed by Jeff Engelstein and published by WizKids. So you may have seen 2 different reviews, one from Tom Vassell, the other from one of my very best friends in board gaming, Liz Davidson, talking about this game, Super Skill Pinball 4cade. They both liked it, and they really broke down everything that you would expect in a Dice Tower video, theme, mechanisms, all that good stuff. For me, I'm going to talk about this game in my Games for a Healthy Mind series. I have used this game in therapy. What I should say is I've used the game in therapy exactly once, but it was produced some pretty magical results that I'm eager to share about after I get through the playthrough video. So the playthrough video did something a little bit different. I wanted to give a sense of the feel of the game rather than an overview of the rules. I'm going to go ahead and refer you to Tom and to Liz if you want to know how to play this game. I wanted to just give you a sense for how the game feels with this video. The only rule you really need to know, roll 2 dice, you pick one, you move the pinball wherever the number tells you, and away we go. So let's go to the video tape. I'll show you Super Skill Pinball 4cade. I'll come back and tell you how it is a game for a healthy mind.
Multi-ball.
All right, so that was Super Skill Pinball at the table. That was not your usual overview because this will not be your usual review. So as I mentioned, I used Super Skill Pinball recently in my therapy session. It was with a couple that I've known for years, and it's a difficult situation. I have a lot of difficult situations. At this point, you kind of get used to it. You have to. But this particular one, it's a husband and wife, and the wife has Alzheimer's, or like early onset dementia, kind of leading to Alzheimer's. It's one of those things, you go to the neurologist and they say this one or that one, and there is clear cognitive decline. And I've seen them for a couple of years, so it's, you kind of see it happen. And the husband, who is an electrician by trade, or was an electrician by trade, had to go into some early retirement because of some physical issues. Has been in the case of, long-term care, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, just, caring for this woman who, he's used to relating to her in a certain kind of way. And now it's a different way, more of a caregiver and client type relationship, which in a marriage is very, very hard. So I do the best that I can. A lot of it is just helping the wife when they come. They come once a week, and we play a fair amount of games. Whenever it comes to cognitive decline of that type, you want to try to get them involved in as many different puzzly, abstract, logical, even mathematical experiences as possible. So you're talking puzzles, jigsaw puzzles, crosswords, Sudokus if they want to. I've played, kind of little games like Yahtzee and Can't Stop with them. That has been fun, or some, kind of more, a little bit more modern flavor games, but they really come back to Yahtzee. And it's Yahtzee that inspired me to bring Super Skill Pinball 4cade. That's a mouthful. Into the session. And so that was the activity of the day. And it's a hobby game, so you have to be really careful with hobby games in this setting. There could be a little bit more complicated rules than you're used to, surprisingly so. We're used to it. Gamers who played, look at all this. You played these complicated rule sets. You bring it to a new person, and they get overwhelmed pretty easily. Especially this game because the board is so busy. So what's going on here? So I'd practice my teach and taking out a few of the more wrinkly rules and just made it about the experience. So the overview that I gave is kind of how I sold it. That you're gonna shoot the ball and they're gonna roll the dice and making kind of like a carnival barker over here. And eventually, they kind of got it. They remembered playing pinball. They remember going to the arcade, going to the boardwalk, and I wanted to start recreating that experience for them. So then at some point there's a click in the husband. And the husband says, okay, I know what this is. And he starts to get into it. So I'm doing the first round. There's no score. I'm like really, really, walking through them. And I could see, especially when we got to that second level with the bumpers, I demonstrated kind of rolling dice and the bumpers kind of like boom, boom, ding, 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 ding. And the husband like, oh, okay, this seems pretty cool. So then, finished off the round and I let them kind of do the second round. And at this point, husband's all bought in and realizes what he needs to do. So he lets his wife roll. She's rolling, she's rolling, she's rolling. That's all she's in charge of. And he is just, moving the ball and creating the experience, doing all the things, making the ding dings and, playing it up, talking about the game and also talking about experiences that they've had playing pinball in different places that they have in the past. And, he's doing the whole thing. Yeehaw! Multi-ball! So, I almost jumped out of my chair when he said that. He's a big, tall guy. He's like 6'4". And just loud. It's like, oh my God, there's other people in the session and other sessions in this office. And, I didn't say anything though. They were, really getting into it. And I noticed the wife was getting into it. She was really engaged. And, so at one point, he wanted to tilt. So I explained that there are nudges. Not tilt, but like he wanted to nudge the dice because like he used to do with the thing. And I said, you know what? Forget whatever the rule is. You can nudge 3 times. And he's like, yeah, the best nudges going on. And, the wife was like, yeah, your fat butt used to really nudge those tables. And I'm thinking to myself, this guy's not fat. He's like 140 pounds. He's gotten thinner and thinner as this has gone on, but that's what she remembers. So that's where she went. And so they're going to the whole second round that it's all hooting and hollering. And then they get to the third round, and the mood kind of changes again. They're still playing. In fact, they're playing probably on a deeper level than they had. And, so she's still rolling, and he's still calling out, please, honey, roll me a 2, roll me a 2. Yeah, the whole thing. But they're just sinking into a kind of a deeper level, achieving a deeper level of connection. What's probably the best way to say it. So I kind of stand back, and at this point, I was keeping score, but it doesn't matter anymore now. It's just about the activity. And I've known them for a couple of years, so I decided, you know what, let me enhance this even more. So I take out my phone, and I start playing one of their favorite songs that I'd learned over the years, Bob Seger's Turn the Page. Here I am, on the road again. There I am, up on the stage, and so forth. The husband knew what I was doing, and he just, he's barely holding it together at this point. They're so emotional, and she's so happy. It's November 2020. There is still COVID across the land. So we're doing the socially distant thing. We're in person, but, we're far apart, and they're wearing masks. So I can't see her face. I can't see her smile, but I know she's smiling. Just the way that she is, and she was kind of unlocking something that she hadn't done in a long time in session. And so they finish, they finish the round, then we finish the session, and she was, sorry, I'm getting a little choked up remembering this. So the adult children, their adult children, were in the waiting room, and so the husband says, "Okay, honey, go over there. With them, I'm going to talk with Jason." And the wife leaves. The husband turns around, and he's wordless, and he starts to cry. And I don't know if you've ever seen different types of cry or experienced them, but there's some that are just like unlocking the floodgates, the weight of years of just tension and stress and anger and resentment. This is a guy who not exactly taught throughout his life to deal with his emotions properly. Like a lot of males in our society, has had to really readjust his whole situation, adjust his expectations. He thought he was going to be retired with his wife, go to California, see his grandchildren, and it's not really going to happen the way he thought it was going to. So there's a lot of resentfulness, not towards her, obviously, no love, nothing but love there, but just towards the situation, towards life. And he for the first time, he let all that go, and I just let him do it. And he kind of gathered himself and he says, "Thank you. I feel like I connected with my wife for the first time in a long time. Thank you." I don't even know how I rate this. So I'm just gonna go with what Liz said. We're gonna go 8 out of 10. Seal of approval. Sure. In terms of a game, it sounds about right, but in terms of an experience, I'll remember that for the rest of my life. And I may never use this again. I may never use this game again. It was a perfect constellation of a couple who liked Yahtzee. So I was able to kind of build off of the Yahtzee core, rolling and writing and everything. And also had a real nostalgia for pinball. So I don't know, maybe a situation like that might arise again. I'm really thankful that I have this tool in my therapy toolkit, if ever a situation like that were to arise again. So my name is Jason, and I'm from a channel called Shelf Stories. In Shelf Stories, I elaborate on the Games for a Healthy Mind series that I do in a Dice Tower. On my channel, I, longer form interviews and discussions of mental health topics, both, anecdotals from my sessions, and also just, general tips and tricks on how to be a happier gamer and a happier person. So this is Jason reminding you, if you can change your mind, you can change the world. So until next time, later, everybody.